This is your Frontier Opening Bell Tuesday, the 2nd of May. Welcome to the new month, everyone. Business and markets are back after the Labor Day holiday Monday across several markets around the world. But of course, the Egyptian stock market opened for business on Monday. That was yesterday. The index, the Cairo EGX30, fell very sharply, 0.02% on Monday. But again, when you look at the Nigerian stock market up by 0.32% on Friday, the BRVM closed 198.02. Also on Friday, the NSE fell to 107.63 by 0.87, and the GSE ratcheted up about 0.12%. On Friday, the Ghana market was flattish on Friday. Zimbabwe finished off the week just before the International Labor Day holiday with a very strong upside of crossing the new level of 41,000. That's the highest since the new year started for the stock market or the stock exchange in Harare. But this is as the market system makes. Everybody's back on the block from today. So we've got the numbers as always from us here on Frontier Opening Bell. Let's grab a few headlines. The Kenya President William Ruto is very optimistic that the country's revenue will go higher because tax levels has been raised. Close to 2.3 billion shilling or trillion shillings has so far been realized. So the president is optimistic that his new tax regime is working. In the meantime, Kenyan banks are retreating on lending treasury by over 40% of their debt portfolio. The Securities and Exchange Commission, or the Capital Market Authority in Kenya, is pushing for the return of a lower tax to help new companies list on the Securities Exchange. That's the Nairobi Securities Exchange, that is. An NCBA bank in Kenya has picked a new rate for foreign currency loans that you can get through the bank, while Uganda is looking to reduce domestic borrowing over debt crisis that the country is currently looking at under President Yoweri Museveni's administration. Let's touch on early Tuesday with the Nigerian and West African markets with the latest 525,000 grants that the African Development Bank headquartered in Cote d'Ivoire handed over to the African Fintech Network, which will enable the Africa Fintech Network and its partners, Senfria and others, to build a Pan-African hub that will be a single online platform. It will be about a 2-year project, according to Dr. Shedwiner, who is the founder and president of the Africa Fintech Network. The AfDB is also supporting this innovation with other technical assistance. Aside the $500,000 funding, is a very great project that will link the entire 54 countries on the continent to a single platform to bring innovation, technology, digital space, and everything in between. A game changer for the continent. News came in through on Monday. Despite the public holiday, the Securities and Exchange Commission in Nigeria says it's blacklisted 6 organizations who are doing online trading for non-registration with the commission, as well as offering investment products to the public without authorization and deregistration with the agency. The SEC also says its fintech incubation period started last Thursday and remain in place until later this month. The Central Bank of Nigeria has denied some media reports that is looking to discontinue the circulation of the new Naira notes, 200, 500, and 1,000 Naira notes, which were printed last year, which brought a whole issue around the election period back in February. And now Supreme Court, of course, decided a couple of months ago that both old and new currency notes will be in circulation until the end of this year, until they are phased out. And the central bank says those media reports were false and should be discarded by members of the public. Says the new Naira Notes project is still on track. And the United Nations is deepening its economic ties with Ghana, supporting bringing $517 million SDG money onto support the country's SDG sustainable development goals to help Ghana meet those goals. Ghana is facing a crunch as it were in terms of FX, high inflation, and of course you got high level of debt, which still been a subject of conversation, and the debt rejigging locally for banks and other dealers and investors, which are giving some banks in Ghana a deep haircut, including those who are holders of the government of Ghana's bonds from South Africa to Nigeria and elsewhere. And Ghana's treasury bills was overbought late last week by about 480 million cedis, despite the high interest rates that's still on those treasuries. Mauritania is looking to create a special zone that is dedicated to energy, and that will be a great big piece of news for the economy western of the Sahara. Let's see what's going on in Southern Africa with a few headlines to start your new business week. Zimbabwe says the legal framework for its gold-backed cryptocurrency or digital tokens will soon be ready to roll out. Zimbabwe's central bank or reserve bank is looking to do everything possible to sustain the value and reduce pressure on the local dollar and on the US dollar inflow into the country and put pressure, inflationary pressure or rate pressure off the back of the local US dollar. And next comes load shedding is looking to get back to stage 6 this week as repairs are delayed on some of its power units. The World Bank has floated a new business and investment climate report, which will replace the ease of doing business report, which was suspended in September of 2021 due to embarrassing disclosures that the report unduly favored China. The new report by the World Bank, according to a statement released yesterday, will have new methodology and criteria in the manner of speaking. We're going to see when the new report will be formally unveiled. Angola reporting international FX reserves at about $3.57 billion over a 5-year period, down to about $14.5 billion by the end of 2022. And Zimbabwe's top dairy producer, the dairy processor, Dairy Board, says sales were up 68% in the first quarter of January to March. That's quite a whole lot. Folks are drinking a whole lot more milk in Zimbabwe. Congratulations. Let's get on to sum it up in North Africa, with the headlines around Fitch giving Morocco's long-term foreign currency IDR outlook at stable and at BB+. That's coming out over the holiday weekend. And the trade deficit in Morocco, however, is easing, increasing at a slower pace, however, by 13% in the January to March 2023 period. Atijari Wafa Bank is listed on the Morocco Stock Exchange as among Africa's and the Middle East top 30 largest banks. Thumbs up, guys. And Japanese investments in Egypt was up roughly 100%, 98.7% in the full year 2021 and 2022, while Tunisia says its tourism revenues soared 60.3% in the month of April, just the month we just finished 2-3 days ago. And that's some good news for Tunisia, despite the country's political economic upheaval that's currently under President Said. But put all of that together, tourists are looking for where they can go, relax and enjoy. Relax and enjoy the first business and market day of the new week and the first in the month of May. I am Bosi Namafai. I'll see you very soon. You can watch this show again on our online portal at www.Frontier Reports. You can go on our YouTube, subscribe is free. You can watch this show again, as well as other shows that we produce in our daily markets, economic, business, and investment coverage. Have a great day, everyone.